Welcome back, my luxurious fleet. Today we're going to go over some numbers. We're going to go over sales numbers. First of all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you guys around the world. I'll see you on the other side, and let's do this. All right, so the very first thing I want to cover, guys, is, well, let's just do a little recap. All the numbers I'm giving you today are numbers that you can look for yourself. You can look at them down in the description below where I'm pulling these numbers. I'm comparing some of the biggest luxury brands in the market, and not all of them. That I would still be crunching numbers if I included all the luxury brands. I included the brands that were easiest for me to get the numbers for. And also, the numbers I am compiling are from last year, all the way from January till November, and this year from January all the way through November. So they're 11th month comparisons, not including the month of December, just because December is not done yet. And I will do a follow-up video at least on how Lexus did this past December. I should say this current December, because it's Christmas Day. So let's get into it. The very first thing I want to cover, guys, is how are luxury sedans selling right now? We know sedans are struggling big time across the entire auto industry, but how are luxury sedans? They're not faring so well. So I took the best selling sedan from each of the luxury brands that I was able to get information on. So I have Lexus ES350, Audi A4, BMW 3 Series, Acura ILX, Mercedes C-Class, Lincoln MKZ, and Infiniti Q50. So these numbers here, what are we looking at? All of these are percentages versus the year before and the sales. Okay, so the Lexus ES350 is Lexus' best-selling sedan. Remember this. And it just went through a complete redesign. The car is heads and tails better than the previous generation in every single way possible. It's an amazing car. The car, through 11 months, the total sales volume is still down over 7%. That is crazy. Let's keep moving. Q50 is down 11.6%. MKZ, I should say, there's an MKC. Lincoln has a terrible naming scheme. But MKZ is awful. Down 28%. Mercedes C-Class down 24%. And we'll see kind of why that's happening for them. ILX, I think the ILX just had a complete redesign as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen some ILXs recently that looked brand new in terms of a new model. BMW 3 Series, this is kind of a shocker, but we'll see in a little bit what's going on there. Down 23%. Audi A4, not doing too bad. Doing too bad. So now we're going to get into the best-selling SUV from all of last year minus December versus all of this year minus December. And let's just take a look at what's going on. The RX 350, Lexus, the best-selling luxury vehicle in the market, is up, which is good. And so if it's up 3.9%, that is, in terms of sheer volume, I'm not going over sheer volume. I will maybe in a little bit, but I'm just going over percentages. So if you're the top dog and you're still growing, that's awesome. So Lexus is still doing great with the RX. The NX is still growing too. QX60, 11%. It's huge increase for their best selling. Lincoln is just tanking the whole brand. They just came out with came out with two new vehicles. They came out with the Nautilus, which is replacing like MKC or something, and they came out with a Navigator, which the Navigator is up like 80% this year because the new models, from what I've heard, it's really good. It competes really well. You also have the GLC from Mercedes. Look at that. It's up 47%. If we look, let's go back real quick. The C-Class is down 24%. So you're looking at a lot of these potential buyers for Mercedes and BMW. Where are they going? They're going to the GLC. They're going to the X3 and the X1. The GLA really wasn't selling much better than the previous year. I want to say it was within a couple percentages, so nothing huge with this. GLC is killing it. RDX just had a complete redesign. I was actually expecting this to be higher because that redesign is light years ahead of the previous car. So kind of interesting, but still good. Don't get me wrong. X3 killing it again because people aren't buying 3 Series. They're not buying 3 Series. They're buying X3s. That's what they're doing. And then the Audi Q5 selling a lot of vehicles as well. So we're seeing a huge drop off in sedans. We've kind of seen that coming. And this is just in 1 year, and a huge growth in the SUV segment. So let's just look at this. Yearly sales. Now this is just percentages. I didn't put total volume up or anything like that. And guys, I probably forgot to preface this, but these are all USA sales. Possibly North America. Canada is just a small blip on the map compared to the United States. It could be all of North America, but for the most part, this is United States. All these numbers I pulled up. And if I did pull up numbers and they did have the Canada things in there, I just kind of left those out. Anyways, that's not going to affect the results that much. So overall, Lexus is down about 3% compared to the year before. Okay, Infiniti down 4%. Lincoln just getting destroyed. Mercedes, this was kind of surprising to me, down 6%. Then you have the leaders of the pack right now. Now, these are not the total sales leaders. Remember this. These are just year over year. So how much better from last year they're doing up until this point through November. Acura is having a really good year. You can base that a lot on the RDX. BMW is having a really good year, and you can kind of pin that on probably the X3, maybe the X1. And Audi's having a really good year as well. Maybe on the coattails of the Q5. But this is just sales volume in total. If we were to look at total sales volume, I think Mercedes is number 1 and then Lexus is number 2. I didn't pull that up. You guys can crunch all those numbers. But I just wanted to see where the market's going from last year to this year. Just to conclude, sedans are down big time. It's really, really unsure what's going to happen to the sedan market. In the non-luxury market, we know like GM and Ford have just pretty much axed all of their sedans. Dodge didn't have a whole lot, but they're going. I think the Japanese automakers are still going to stick to their guns. I can't see Toyota, for example, ever getting rid of the Camry or the Corolla. And likewise, Honda getting rid of the Accord or the Civic. And likewise, maybe for Nissan. Maybe Nissan could kill the Sentra in America, but I can't see them killing that car overseas. So I think sedans might do a little bit better in Japan. So they might, it's just easier for them to continue to sell them in America. And people are more die hard for their Japanese sedans. People swear by their Accords. They swear by the Corollas. I don't know how many people swear by their modern Nissans anymore. They've kind of gone downhill after the merger with Renault. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to do a follow-up video next month once I get the December numbers back. And I'm going to focus mainly on Lexus because obviously that's what my channel focuses on. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them down below. Lexus at least at my dealership, we're having a slow first 3 weeks. We have 1 week left to finish strong. It's going to be hard for us to get there. It's definitely doable, but you know, it's really, really interesting for me to see how the rest of the Lexus dealerships are going to do, you know, next month when we get these December numbers back. But so put your questions down below. Hit that like button if you liked it. If you feel like you need to comment on some information that I left out, please, you know, compile that in the comments, make us aware, and then I'd love to have a discussion on it. But Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, guys. I have great videos coming. I have the RC 2019 RC 350 review coming up soon. So I'll see you guys next time.